So we're getting it started. If you tune into the YouTube on our live streams, you know that you know the drill. The computer talks to me in my ear while I have to ignore everybody for a minute. Get it all.
Sorry, I'm not sure.
Oh, sorry. Oh, my computer's talking back. Yeah, we're at our usual professional level over here.
That's right. That's right. All profesh.
Man, I can't believe it's the holidays already. That's kind of what tonight's chat
gosh.
is about. Like, holy moly.
December 1, people.
All right. You know what? I think we're ready to go, though.
All right, let's do this.
All right, let's do it. Let's kick the tires, light the fires, whatever.
Tires in the fire.
I don't know. Tom Cruise said it, so it's got to be cool. He said it in the 80s, so maybe it's lost its time. Anyway, here we go.
Here we go.
Hey, everybody. It's Wednesday. Surprise.
Yeah. Surprise.
Yeah, so we normally do this on Tuesday, of course. Last night we were giving a talk at the University of North Texas at Dr. Holloway's class. She's a professor that I had when I was going to college, and she's incredible. She's amazing, and we're so honored to go over there. But it kind of meant rushing through the live stream. So instead of doing that, we thought we'd do it tonight. But also we want to do another like special live stream. Maybe next Monday. We're not really sure. Jackie's going to Colorado next week, and so that'll be during the live stream times. But
See ya.
But we wanted to do like a holiday sort of live stream that was special anyway. So that'll kind of work out. So we might do it on a special night and do like a special live stream. I was thinking about maybe giving away something bigger than what we normally do.
Wow, really?
Yeah, but I haven't talked to the boss yet, so I don't want to say anything.
This is the first I'm hearing of it.
I know, but I thought, oh my goodness, it'd be fun to give away something bigger, but we'll see. Like our little beagle Chip, maybe.
Really?
If she keeps not knocking over paint in the studio.
Wait, that's an option?
Yeah. No, she's a sweetie. You know, she can knock over paint if she wants to.
Well, Ron Captain joins us and says, "Hi guys,
hey Ron,
thanks for tuning in. Happy
Thanks so
Wednesday." Yeah. So I'm not ready for the holidays. Everybody I've talked to is like, "Oh, I only have a few more people to buy for if they're not already done," and I've yet to start.
Really? Wow. Gosh.
You
I'm
know.
not one of those people. I'm pretty impressed that you even know some of those people. Like, I don't even know anybody like that I know of, can think of.
Well, you tend to go like a day or two before because you and your dad go shopping.
Oh yeah.
And
yeah.
it's like, man, you guys are on a mission.
Yeah, well, you know, all the stuff that you can get like on Amazon or go to Wally World. You know, I like to shop at the fine places. So
The finest.
you know, it's nothing but high class over here. No, but like I don't know, like get all that done. Anything that has to be ordered, but stuff like stockings and stuff. My dad and I, we've always done it where we go together, and it's been fun having with Jack being able to go. So it's like the Bramlett boys.
The Bramlett boys. Yeah, I remember one time you guys were out shopping, and Jack and I were, we were also running errands or something, and we ran into you guys at the mall, and we saw you before your dad saw us or whatever, and so we were kind of sneaking up trying to like see what kind of packages you had.
Oh, sneaky! Oh man.
But then we didn't see anything.
I'll have to put Jack on reconnaissance this time, like, you know, so he can keep a secure perimeter while we're out. Just in case we're being followed, we're gonna have to do some Jason Bourne type stuff.
There you go. Well, Fred joins us, says hey, thanks for tuning in.
Hey Fred, happy holidays.
Melanie's with us and says hello, y'all.
Well, hey, thanks so much for joining.
And Linda says maybe Chip will knock over a different color.
Yeah,
Linda.
She's
Add to her abstract piece over there in the corner of the room.
Yeah, she's just slowly. I know. We need to paint the whole house. We've never really done that, and which is embarrassing to admit. So maybe Chip is just taking it on herself. Like, if you guys aren't gonna do it.
She mistaked that it was supposed to be the walls and not the carpet.
Yeah.
So yeah, yellow.
She's just trying to help. That's all. But
yeah.
But yeah, I can't believe it's a holiday. So I thought, you know, tonight would be a good night for everybody to take a deep breath. You know,
a deep breath.
But
everybody
I guarantee you,
just take a sip.
Yeah. But thanks so much for joining us. But I guarantee you that at least some of the people that will be listening to this will also have other tabs open and be shopping even as we speak. But
Yeah, and do you have any like interesting, products out there that you would push? Not that we're unfortunately being sponsored by anybody,
no,
but
there's something. It's funny. This is gonna sound so like I don't know, like yes, there's a product I'd like to push. Actually, it's in our store. No, but Jack,
I set you up.
Jackie actually found something I thought was really cool, and she put it in our merch store. But it's like a T-shirt that
Oh, yeah.
that you can color. Like it comes with stuff to actually color the T-shirt. And I thought, how cool is that? That's really neat. That's something that I would like. Like I want to get some for Jack, so that he can make he can color in like their paintings I did, but it's like the lines of the painting.
That's
then you
right.
add the color. And I thought, how cool would that be for him to actually make some gifts for his grandparents and stuff. So
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I thought, and then the grandparents can wear it, and it's like fridge art that
Fridge
you can
art,
wear
but
out
you wear
that you can wear out in public.
in public.
But I don't know. It's like finding gifts for your parents and all is really kind of hard because
Yeah.
I mean
I mean,
most of the time if they're retirement age, they've
well,
getting them things a lot of times it isn't necessarily what they want.
Yeah.
They want more time.
And every year, time, yeah. And every year, it's like, we give photographs, like framed photographs, and it's
So
oh my
many
gosh,
photographs.
at some point every inch of wall is covered. So some creative gifts are appreciated. But yeah, so I mean, I'll riff off that. So we have the T-shirts that you can color in, make great gifts.
Oh, I had an idea real quick
And-
about the T-shirts.
Yeah.
That'd also be something because time's so important. Like I think it'd be neat to get the T-shirts and then
They could do
actually
it together.
yeah, do it with the grandparent. Have like a night and
Yeah.
art night. So I'm sorry. Go ahead. I was just thinking about that.
Well,
That sounds like fun.
Okay, so obviously this is like it's the time of gifts and products and all that fun stuff.
I
So
was just thinking this is like the worst ShamWow commercial or whatever ever. When you're on there, you're trying to plug her, and because I'm really not trying to plug her product. It just sounds like fun. It sounds like something I'd like to do.
well, it's always fun. Like if you're a business like ours, what's fun is to actually look out there on these like third party printing sites and see what you can kind of play around with and offer. So we put on the website and it's under like merchandise latest products, and we put lamps. You can get like 2 different styles of lamps.
That's
I thought was pretty
cool.
cool. Yoga mats, which Nancy has joined us and says hey, and I
Hey.
thought of her when we posted. We have some yoga mats on the website now, and then and the pillows, which I think are a lot of fun.
Oh yeah, the pillows. Yeah, we actually have and I won't keep talking about merch. I mean like merch, like I mean if you guys saw something you liked, that's awesome. But I mean I'm really don't worry about
Well-
don't worry about getting it for. I mean I don't
Well, the
know.
pillows are like those sequin kind that are like a
Oh,
solid
those,
sequin.
yeah. We don't have one of those. I want to get one of those. Just to
I
play
know.
with.
Well,
That
we
sounds
would lose it
fun.
to Jack, I'm sure. But you brush the sequence and you can see the painting behind it. So
That's cool.
so those are pretty cool.
Those come in different colors, don't they? Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
so like, it can be red, but then there's no picture. Then you rub it the other way and suddenly there's a picture.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
that's pretty
Claire says, "Good evening. Happy to hear you both. Thanks for tuning in."
cool. Well, good evening.
Fred said, "Push those rad pillows." Thank you. I thought they were pretty cool when I stumbled across that.
Mm-hmm.
Ron says the bracelet with charms are a great gift. I gave it to my daughter for her birthday, and I sing happy birthday to her every month when a new one comes.
Oh, Ron, that's so cool, man.
Are you gonna keep making them? Yes. In fact,
Oh.
what? Okay, so that's another fun thing. Not. Well, yeah, we're just gonna push this.
Yeah,
So
tonight, it's just shameless self promotion.
Yeah.
I'll live stream tonight, guys.
So
Sorry.
so last year we had the idea of doing like the charms on the little charm bracelets. In fact,
That
I
was
was
your-
happening to be wearing
Well,
one.
you say we had it. That was your brilliant idea.
Yeah,
It was
so-
really cool, man. And you work on those like you
They're
you
fun.
put a lot of thought into
I
them.
like
They're all
jewelry, so-
handcrafted. Like you make them. And
I like to make jewelry. I don't necessarily wear it, but yeah. So anyway, all last year, 2020 was, or I should say 2021. Gosh, it's flying by.
wow.
It was all like umbrella paintings. So if you did the charm bracelet for 2021, every month you got a charm of John's umbrella paintings. So next year starts the Strong Women one. So if you buy or if you sign up for the membership, every month you get a new charm with like one of his strong women paintings.
And that's-
So
and
yes,
that's
we are
really
going to
cool.
still do it. Yeah, I'm. In fact, I will say
Oh.
that we got a lot of requests for the strong women paintings.
And I
and
should say
charms.
the strong woman, it's not like women weightlifters. I mean, it could be. I've never painted a female weightlifter. I think that would be really cool. But it's like internally strong, like you're facing something. So it's
Yeah.
it's a strong woman series.
Yeah,
where,
yeah, it's
it's,
nice.
it's like the woman is the central
Yeah.
hero in the little story that's going on in that I have in my head when I'm doing the painting.
Exactly.
But yeah, I don't.
So, well, Nancy says, love the t-shirt idea with doing it together. I thought that was pretty cute too.
Yeah.
And Fred says, I want the lamp too. In the lamp we have on the website has the soul of Serengeti going all around it. So
Ooh.
that's pretty cool.
Sounds pretty.
Sheila McConis joins us and says, hello. Hey, thanks for tuning in.
Hey.
And Nancy says, love the pillows. And Nancy has the charm bracelet, but it's actually like she wears it as an anklet. So
Oh.
that is an option too.
So whenever you guys run on the phone, it's just jingle, jingle, jingle going all the way down.
I doubt she wears it well, I don't know. Maybe she wears it all the time. I don't know.
Man, well, that's awesome. Let me talk about this painting. This is a painting that I've been working on, and I've also been working on a landscape of Colorado that I'm letting dry right now because it's a little wet all around it, but I was making some changes to it that I'm actually pretty excited about. I don't know.
Are you?
Yeah,
Are you?
it's fun. It's
Okay, 'cause I want to preface this with that this landscape you're talking about Pikes Peak, right?
yes.
Okay, so this commission was commissioned by Nancy. Hey, and I know that there, with every commission, there's like, hey, tweak that, tweak this. So I'm excited to hear that you're excited about the changes.
Well, that's one of the fun things about it, and Nancy she's got a really good eye for art and
she does, and
design and all that.
I
So
wish she was
it's-
here doing our bathrooms.
Yeah, no, you're
As
doing
we
a great
speak.
job, by the way. No, but I mean, it's one of the things that's fun about a commission that makes it different because every other painting that I do is just in my own head and I'm just doing it. But if you don't get out of your own head every once in a while, if you don't try other things, then you're never going to grow. You're never going to push yourself somewhere. So like somebody saying, "Oh, that's interesting, but what about this or what about that?" Then it's not easy, but it's but art isn't meant to be easy. It's meant to be it's I don't know. Like the fun part about it isn't because it's just easy to do all the time.
Right?
Like-
no, it's a
like-
challenge. It's
Yeah, like
anything.
that's if
yeah.
it was easy, I wouldn't be interested in painting all the
Yeah.
time. So anyway, so it was pretty cool. So I like it. I like the way the colors are coming together, and
Yeah.
I hope you like it, Nancy. And if you don't, we're not friends anymore. So no, I'm kidding. Yeah. We're
Well,
still friends. But
let me
honestly, but that's one thing with a commission though
Yeah.
too is that honestly, if somebody doesn't like it, that's completely okay too.
Yeah, I
I
mean,
don't mean like I think you'll like it, Nancy. I hope, but I mean just
yeah.
in general, that's.
and that's one cool thing that you do differently than other artists with commissions is that before anybody pays for it, you paint it and then they have to love it before because then gosh, there's nothing worse than like that feeling of like obligation when you're not in love with something that is a luxury item. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
So.
And I paint because I need to. I it's what helped me with the depression and anger and all that, and that's still why I paint. And I mean, because it helps me on a very personal level. So whether a painting works out or not, I still get the benefit of having painted it.
Yeah. You're
So-
paying for his therapy.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks so much, guys. I need a lot of it.
Thank you.
Yeah. I was
Well-
thinking, man, when I was in college and I was losing the eyesight and everything, I was going I was working out. Oh no, I was going to physical therapy, like learning orientation mobility and all these different things. And then I was actually going to some the regular therapy.
Mm-hmm.
So just like, and I was thinking like, I was just like I was trying to give my problems muscles, or something. Like I'm just working them out. Like I'm to make them stronger. Oh, but let me share this real quick. Unless you got something to read.
Well, Fred just said, are the lamps going to always be available or just while supplies last? They will always be available. I mean, that's the great thing about third-party, printers of your art or whatever is that you can just leave it there and order one. So we'll have those up as long as the printers sell that product, which they rarely pull a product down. So yeah, if you're interested at a later date, go check it out. I will say, I do want to preface all of this talk of our products and all that stuff with like there are holiday deadlines. So unfortunately with like the merch, the third party merch, like the lamps and any of that, you want to order by December 5th because of they got to print it and then they got to ship it, and shipping right now is really slow. So and then if you do limited edition, the deadline's December 10th, and then the regular prints, the deadline is December 13th. So you know, if you have any questions or anything, shoot us an email.
Oh, we have the special code right now too. And this is the last thing I want to say about merch. Really, I mean, you can say all you want, darling, but I mean, obviously, you know. But what is the code though?
So
for the buy one get one free?
Yeah, if you want to do like if you want to do just regular prints, you want to buy yourself one and give one away. It's BOGO Prints, BOGO Prints.
And it's all one word, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I just want to mention that too, because I mean, it's great if anybody wants to buy something, but honestly, I'm not trying to push it. But if you did want to buy something, anybody, the BOGO Prints is like one of the best like deals that we've ever offered. So, you know, it's like you buy one, you get one. So, you know, I don't want anybody to overpay either. You know, so there.
Well, and Nancy said that's the best about you is that you listen to your clients about any changes or needs. And Melanie says, I can feel your feelings through your art. I thank you for that. And then
dang, Melanie, I appreciate that.
And Fred said, oh man, I always want to buy. So thank you.
Fred,
appreciate that. Okay, so
thank you very much.
So tell us, I think this is a cool painting.
Ooh, really?
I was apprehensive at first, I'll be honest.
Yeah.
But now I think it's pretty stellar.
Oh, cool. Well, it's a lot's going on here, and I'm gonna do a hand pan. So I'm sorry if things get shaky. Here we go. Everybody ready? We're gonna pan down. And can you tell me when to stop, sweetheart?
Okay, you're done.
Okay, so down here is a guy, and the case in this painting, as it is in a bunch of my paintings, is, you know, like I feel like it takes at least two people for a painting to work. You know, the person who is starting to tell the story on the canvas, but then you need a reader. You know, you need somebody to take the story in and interpret it. So I'm putting down my idea of like a story or an idea, and I have it in my mind where it can go in two different ways on this painting. So it's either this man down here, and I don't know if it comes through on the camera, but there's a lot of really thick, kind of choppy sort of paint. Like it's not rhythmic at all. It's very it's just distorted. It's a lot of chaos, and he has a lot of chaos. So you can see in his face, there's no like distinct features. There's just enough so you know that it's a man's face, but there's nothing so that you would be able to look at it and say, oh, that's Peter. You know, or whatever, or that's Ron. Hey, Bob, you know, it's nothing like that. You know, so you get the idea of this, and then he's lifting up, and then you have the lady up here, which I'm going to pan up. Boop, 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 boop. Is that about right?
Yep.
Oh, thank you. So you have the lady, and you can tell that her features are also rough, but it's a lot more finished around like her actual face, and then it gets rougher away from that. So she's more put together, and either the story is, in my mind, is either he's lifting her up towards the light, and it's almost angelic with the way that there's a rhythmic pattern to all of the texture that's in her paint. So it's almost like, you know, I was wanting to give the idea of angel wings or of like energy or something going on here. So either he's lifting her up, so he's helping her to become more, or she's coming down and she's bringing all this positive energy, all this wonderfulness down to him, and he's reaching up to accept it. So, you know, so I wanted sort of the question to be is, you know, is he helping her or is she helping him? Are they helping each other? You know, what's going on here? And
so this was a commission, right?
If they want it, it is.
This is a tricky commission.
Yeah, it's a tricky commission. A person asked. He just wanted me to paint my process. It was someone that actually works with visually impaired people, and the painting is going to hang in their office. And so I wanted something that had every little part that over the last 20 years that of the different types of drawing and painting that I've done. So in this, there's raised line, there's very tacky lines that I use now. There's really thick paint, but it has it all, so you can feel it. So I wanted to have that, but he just wanted the process and the feeling of what it was like whenever I lost my eyesight. So, so you get a commission where it's like, I want you to paint what it felt like when you lose your eyesight, and show the process and all. And
That's hard.
I'm like, all right, man. Let's, that's a challenge. So,
I thought this was a really good take because I know you and I mean, heck, 2 episodes ago, you were painting yourself painting, and that was all like wonky a little bit.
Paint myself,
but
of course.
but I think this is
Ego.
kind of nice. This is different. It's so I really, regardless of the reasoning, I really like this piece.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it. And also, I could totally see like the person that commissioned this saying, that's not what I was thinking. And that's perfectly fine. Like, that doesn't hurt my feelings at all. And I will go back and I will try to come up with a different idea because it's such an interesting take, like the idea of a process and what you're feeling. But I know that whenever I was going through that, I felt like I was in the darkness, and anybody that could give any ray of hope, it was like light coming in. It was like I felt like I was in a well. Like if you could imagine yourself being in a very, very deep well, and the only light there is a tiny little circle up way above you. It's just like a dot, and that's all there is. And then anybody that can cast any light down to you, and there's no way you can get up to that dot either, you're in a well. Good grief. Like
Good grief.
It's like you can't even communicate with other people up there. And so whenever something like this happens and it's like hope is entering in your life, then it's just this awe-inspiring sort of thing. It's just like, it's an impossibility. It's miraculous. And but also being able to be on the other side, where Jackie and I have been so fortunate to be blessed where we're able to go and talk and work with different people, and to be on the other side where you're able to give a little bit of help whenever you can. I know what that feels like now, and that's just an incredible feeling as well because you know what it feels like to need help, and to want it. And so I don't know, it's kind of one of those things like you learn that it's okay to not have all the answers, to be able, it's okay to ask for help. But that also means that later on, you can be a person to give help. And that's why in this painting, I don't know if the person up here who is coming down is actually getting more benefit, or the person here is getting more benefit. Like, I don't know if he's raising her up, she's coming down, because everybody in this whole exchange is getting something.
Yeah, I think that's great. Well, Valerie, I think it's awesome. Yeah. Valerie says, hey, John, it's Valerie. Are any of the duplicate prints tactile at all for someone who's totally blind to feel?
Oh, Valerie, do you want to say something?
Sure. I mean, unfortunately, they're not. Like, the limited edition prints, they're printed on canvas, and, they're numbered 1 through 100, and then we stop doing them after 100, but they don't have any texture, unfortunately. So we are probably going to do that in the future. I mean, like, we're looking towards that. It's just, it's a process because, like, I mean, I don't know. It's a process.
Yeah, and that's such a great question, Valerie. Thank you, because I did one, and I did it for this gentleman who has a daughter who's visually impaired, and it was so great that he asked when he did, because it was something that we've been wanting to do. It's not a process that we can have printed or anything, so in order to do that, we have to have a limited edition made and then sent to the studio, and then I can't fill the print, so this is something that like.
Yeah, I help quite a bit with these.
The only person on earth that really can do it is Jackie, because she knows my paintings as well as I do, or better. Like, she knows probably more the titles. I know the paint better, maybe. Like, I remember the paints, but you know the titles better than any human on earth. but so she knows what the texture was, and she goes in and does that. So that'd be the idea. Well, I wanted to do it for this year, but it just, we're still trying to work it out, because also I don't want it to be cheesy, like, and that's something that I've seen where you have things that are, I mean, like you go to a place and you get a painting with a texture, and it's just kind of
and that's the problem, is like we get a lot. Yeah, we get a lot of questions where it's like, well, can you is there texture to feel the image because somebody's visually impaired? And those paintings that you get, that have texture, that are just reproductions, they're just thick paint, like, just kind of splattered on an image. You're not going to feel the actual paint strokes, the actual, like, so we don't want to do that. and somebody be like, well, I mean, it just feels like random paint strokes. It's not the actual image. So
if it's
that
not
makes
meaningful, it doesn't, it doesn't
it
help.
makes it a bit tricky. So,
But and then with that said though, if this isn't something that we are offering right now, really, but with that said, we're all friends here. So if you know a person who's with a visual impairment that you think that might be a good thing for, please reach out to us, because that might be something we could just make, and it'd be like, kind of a one-off thing for them.
Yeah, and we've done that before. Like, I mean, and those are always fun because, sometimes the people film the people, unwrapping it and stuff. So if it's like a specialty item or something that you really, think is cool, shoot an email, and we're always down for something crazy.
Yeah, it's not something we charge extra for or anything. And it's not something we do because we don't feel like we're very good at it yet. So we're trying to work that out.
I'm very good at it, so hire us. Well, so Fred said this piece is awesome. He thinks it's awesome.
Oh, thank you, Fred. I really appreciate that.
And then he said before there was color on it, he had to do a double take. So, because you worked on this like a show or so ago. So
yeah, and I did the self-portrait.
Yeah.
Too, of myself then, and that lasted for a few days, and then it got whited out.
Yeah.
And that was something too, like because I wasn't feeling that happy about it, and I think it's striking how often when I notice there being a problem with the painting, you pick up on the same thing too.
Yeah. Well. And Valerie says, also, I would love to get in touch and meet local artists if you have resources. I unexpectedly moved to Texas, so well, welcome to Texas. What I would like to hear what part of Texas.
Yeah. Like, I don't want you to have to give away where you're.
Yeah.
What is your address?
Where
are you?
City.
Where are you right now?
Texas is pretty big, so.
Yeah.
I know we're in Denton, which is like just north of Dallas, so it's like. Fort Worth has a great art scene, a great local art scene. Denton has a great art scene as well. Dallas, locally, I don't know how Dallas is that much. I mean, we work with the DMA, which is a bit different, but, hit us up if you're anywhere near DFW. That would be cool. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, there's actually an art bar in Dallas I want to go to, but it's mostly music. And here in Denton we do have a nice art scene, but it's mostly musical art. It's not as much. Yeah, like we don't have. I mean, we have like some.
We have great local artists.
Yeah.
It's not as big as like.
They don't show here really because there's not a good place for it. I mean, there's some great. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean there's. Yeah, you just gotta explore.
Yeah. We want to. There's a need for it though.
Well, Nancy says, like her speaking of the painting, it's like her bringing him the light, which I like that. That's kind of what you were going for.
Mm-hmm.
And Valerie says, love the idea of angel wings. Have you ever heard of energy art? What you described makes me think of that, and someone mentioned that type of art to me recently. Energy art. I'm intrigued.
Yeah.
Have you heard of this?
Well, I don't know. I guess it depends because
I'm curious if it's like just an afterthought and an explanation of how it affects you, like art already created, or the act of creating it involves the energy.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I've heard.
Tell.
It depends. Like I've heard of I've heard of painters trying to paint like the aura and that sort of thing, or different feelings of energy. So I'm not sure if it's along that vein, and or. Yeah, I don't know.
I know when
energy can mean different things.
Yeah. Is it the energy received or the energy given? I don't know.
I know I'm a nerd, so I look at a lot of different art, but it's like which, I don't know, but it sounds interesting.
I know when we first started dating, and the reason why I got my hooks in him, was because I was painting, which I don't paint, but I had just graduated, and I was like, I'm done with this measuring of chemicals and photography and time, and so restrictive that I just wanted to get messy with paint. So for me, it was the process of like that energy going into the painting. Like I had no desire to have a career in this, no desire to show them. I didn't care. I mean, that wasn't like the point. It was about like the gritty craziness of just throwing paint on a canvas. So I mean, to me, that would be like energy art, which I totally would dig. I would totally dig.
Yeah, that sounds like Pollock, the way he would do it, like this sort of. It was the movement and all of,
Mm-hmm. That makes sense. Yeah.
Which is why it's so hard. Like, it's funny, like, people think that Pollock is so simple, but then when you get into it, it's like with an actual Pollock, it's in the real, it's all about movement and different things, which is interesting. So it's like, I don't know.
Well, and on a little bit of a different level, like Kandinsky, I think is, you look at his paintings, and if you don't know anything about it, you're kind of like, that's cool, it's cool. But then like you hear about it, and then you see the music representation and all that, and you're like, that's got some cool rhythmic energy that you can see in the painting. So
Yeah.
it's cool. Well,
Sure.
okay. So let's see. Let me go back to the comments for a minute. Fred says, I just thought of togetherness, like dancers working together. Yes.
Oh, that's nice.
I like that. And Valerie says, I'd love to work with you on a project or ways to make things more tactile. It would be fun. So that'd be awesome. Valerie could be a great resource.
Yeah.
Let's hit it up.
Did she say where she is?
Yes. Yeah. A little bit further down in the comments, she said Austin. So that's...
Oh, it's about 4 hours away.
Yeah. 3.5. Yeah. I
mean, in the Jeep, it's probably 4.5. It doesn't go that fast.
Don't disparage my Jeep.
Well, it only goes so fast.
Man, but it gets us there.
It
And it
does.
makes you chill out. Like,
Yeah.
there's no point in trying to get there on time.
Hey, you know what? If you're important enough, they'll wait for
They'll
you.
wait for you, right? That's what we tell ourselves.
Yeah.
That's what we
Well-
tell ourselves every other day when we have to jump it because it doesn't start. Anyway, well, Fred said that would be innovative, like visually impaired art, like speaking of the tactile stuff. Christy joins us, says hello. Hello.
Well, hey, Chrissy. Happy holidays.
And Nancy is with us. It says, I love this with its subtle colors. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Steve is with us and says, hi guys. To Valerie, there are places that do touch the art exhibits. That's true. Speaking of Steve, who's in Oklahoma does this frequently. Like, they have exhibits frequently that do like touch art stuff, which is really cool. I wish it was a bit more down here.
Gosh, my brain is so full of holes, but we've actually done quite a bit of stuff in Oklahoma with a group.
Well, there's Alpha Point, there's New
Yeah.
Vision, InVision, there's a ton of that. We did one with like the college up there that they had a huge exhibit that was all multi-sensory.
Oh, that was a fun.
That
one.
was really cool
That
because
was
some of
cool.
I mean, they had massive sculptures that were like engineering things that did things that made sound as, I don't know, it was great. It was cool.
Yeah, even in Brazil, like we did a show with a bunch of other like artists that use the different senses and
Oh,
touch
yeah,
as
that
well
was
as
awesome.
sound and I mean, there's so much out there, guys, and it's just it's getting more.
That Brazil exhibit was super cool because they laid out, which like, I mean, they have this in other countries. You don't really see it here, but like they have these trails. Some airports might have it, but they have these like trails that if you are blind and you have a cane, you just follow these trails, and the trails are almost act as like braille to like guide you depending on where you need to go. This gallery in Brazil, when you were doing that exhibit there, they had that to help guide visually impaired people through the exhibit to like kind of literally point them in the direction of the art that they could feel or experience. And it was like, I remember walking up on that and I was like, I mean, it was almost like I mean, why isn't that a thing? You know, it just seems so silly, but
it was super cool. Wasn't
it was really cool. I was impressed. Well,
did make it easier because when I'm in Brazil, I can't use a guide dog because she has to stay here. So I was using a cane and a human being with guide dogs, and so that actually helped.
Well, Vincent's with us and says, good night, guys. Love the painting.
Oh, good night, Vincent.
Well,
Thanks. Happy
good
holidays.
night. Thanks for popping in. And Fred says, it's more like sculptures, ? Too cool. So.
Yeah, there was a show we did too where it was blues, where I did a lot of blues paintings, but then there was this other artist that she actually went around and she cast different musicians' faces. So you'd have plaster casts of like B.B. King and gosh, I can't even think of all these blues musicians. So you can look at the paintings and things that I did, of the music, and a lot of times it was portraits of the people as well. But the colors came from their music, and then you could actually go and look at or feel the faces of the different musicians and stuff, which to me I thought was just brilliant because she was able to she's been doing it a while, and she was able to cast some different musicians that we don't have anymore, like that they passed on. So you can actually feel somebody's face, that's an incredible musician that it's not here. So I love that. That was
I mean that was a really unique exhibit. That was pretty cool. And what sold it was the juxtaposition of the vibrant colors and just the vibrating, how your paintings do that. And then next to it was literally just a solid white cast of their face that people were welcome to touch. So it was like so cool.
That was neat.
Well, Steve says the one in Tulsa has everything from paintings to sculpture. I remember one even being scented. Mm-hmm. Very cool. Very
Man,
cool.
That's brilliant. Yeah, and we're in Tulsa at least once a year for Mayfest, and we go there and do it. So if you ever see us there, say hey. Hi.
Hey.
Hi.
For sure.
Man, and Mayfest is a lot of fun. I used to be an ambassador with Mayfest.
Yeah.
Which was fun.
So
Christy was too, but Christy actually knew what she was doing, and I didn't. So
she's a profesh.
I was like, I don't know what this means. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm curious if the
I
festival
think it was called
season.
Ambassador? I don't know. Art ambassador.
Yeah, I think you were.
Something like that.
Yeah, I mean, you were just like a liaison, so that the directors
would know.
The directors could keep a feel on how the artist felt about things going on. So
which is really cool.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I mean we don't. I'll be honest. Like we don't do festivals over and over and over again unless we really like how it's run. So, I mean, yeah. I don't know. We don't span too far, but if it's not run properly, we just we don't want to do it again because it's too crazy.
Debbie and them, they do such a great job. It's really cool.
Mayfest is a lot of fun.
And yeah, we don't really do that many festivals, but
yeah,
the ones we do, we really like. We really enjoy. I mean, a lot of work, but
Yeah.
But but you get to meet some of the best people, though.
Christy said ambassador is right. So.
Oh yeah. Yes. See, I told you that Christy would know.
She would know. I'm curious if the festival season is over for you, Christy. I'm curious and how it went. So I know, even though, a lot of people, we're just getting coming out of this thing, but it seemed like people wanted to spend at the festivals. It was just a little bit of hit and miss, but. Not time wasted, that's for sure.
Hey, I wonder if there's a wood shortage out there. I want to get firewood.
You are obsessed with this.
Well, I want to get firewood, because we want to have outdoor fires, and this is the time of year where it's nice to be outside. It's not so cold that it's bitter cold or anything. You have a nice fire and it's fun, and we did the other night. Mm-hmm. And so I've been looking for firewood places, and because I thought I've never bought a bunch of firewood. We always get little bundles at the supermarket, and I feel like.
Yeah.
You're paying many times more
than
you would if you just bought some in bulk. So I thought, well, let's get in bulk. It'll be so much cheaper. And so far I haven't found a place that has any.
I need to look because I know we've done this before and I've found places.
Well, that's good.
But but you've gone further with actually reaching out to them, whereas I'm like.
Well, I haven't called anybody. I've just done the
emails.
I've seen emails and stuff. So I sent an email to one person, and they're like, "We don't have any firewood anymore. We're out." Oh no! It said, "We got firewood."
We got firewood.
Something like that.
They're so over this.
Yeah, they just send so many emails. Just telling people "We're out. We know God. Just leave us alone.
Well, it's what's funny about this, and maybe I'm the only person that does this, but you'll just be driving around on the road, running your errands or whatever, and around the neighborhoods there's people that have cut down parts of their trees, giant I mean, we live in a very wooded neighborhood. There's big giant trees. And so earlier today I'm driving home and there's the people 2 streets over from us had just cut down a tree. They got a huge pile of perfectly cut parts of a tree, and I'm like, surely they need somebody to haul that off.
Oh.
You know, for them, surely. But I know what's happening is that they're probably like whoever cut the tree sells it or something like
They
that.
did. Most of the firewood places are actually tree services.
But if you
or,
roll up
or
on
landscape
it,
companies. You know,
but
it's
if
like,
you roll up on it at like midnight,
oh well.
would they really be upset?
I believe they have like a nice little warm spot in the county jail for people
Really?
to do that.
You think
Yeah.
just for firewood?
Well, you know, I mean, anything. I don't know. I'm just saying.
Well, Fred says my captions are spazzing out. It's way behind and is going super fast, trying to catch up. Funny, haha.
Oh.
And then Valerie said firewood. Yes, awesome. You know what? I will say we're fortunate because we live in a neighborhood that's really old, so the trees are huge and constantly breaking branches and falling. So, worst case scenario, we go rummage in the yard and we will find something, but it's also been raining a little bit, so it's been wet. But it is what it is.
Stretchers too, like
Oh gosh, yeah.
because we do art and we ship a lot of art overseas, so and a lot of that will take off the stretchers. So there
Yeah.
for a while we had a pretty good wood pile of just stretchers for canvases that I would break apart and we'd use for firewood.
I know what was
But
funny.
we're out of that now. We use them all
Yeah,
up.
yeah, we did use them all up. In fact, we had such a giant pile of like skeletonized stretchers out in the back once that our neighbor, because we live in a college town, our neighbor like 2 doors down is like an art student, and she came by and was like, "Hey, are you gonna like use those?" Because they were just sitting out there, and we're like, "No, we burn them usually or something." And she's like, "I'm gonna." So she took all of them and I assume stretched raw canvas over them or something.
Well, that's
but-
cool. That's a better
but,
use.
I mean, that is logical, but time, man.
Yeah, it was just there's like some really big ones, and I thought, what am I going to do with this? But it's not treated wood. No, that's all. Oh well, good.
Yeah, exactly.
We've got kindling and stuff, but
Well, Chrissy says, yes, it is. I was thinking about doing a small local show this weekend, but I needed to rest more. Yes, there is a wood shortage. And she said, yes, there is a wood shortage.
Oh.
So,
man,
yeah. And Fred said, old school. And Chrissy says, how did the remodel go? So,
it's still going. Like
It's a
they're
process.
not that much further along, but honestly, we're not. I think and I want to give us a gold star. I think we're
Ooh,
probably
I want
the
a gold
best
star.
people for a contractor to work with, because they'll
We
come in and
are.
they're like oh, we can't be here. Like we don't care. Like you need to take all the time you need. We don't really care.
yeah.
Just when you're here, do a good job. Like
Okay, yeah.
really be here. be present.
It's funny because there's only like a couple things that I care about with like this remodel situation. Like we have 2 bathrooms, so, and we're not a huge family, so we're good. Like they can take their time as long as it gets done correct. Take extra amounts of time. I don't care. The other thing that is like a little wonky with me is that I am not a morning person. I do not get up in the morning unless I absolutely have a gig or just like I don't get up in the morning. It's the reason why I don't work a 9 to 5 anymore. So this whole like the construction crew coming in, if they're like, yeah, we're gonna be there, at this certain time, and then they don't let me know so I can sleep in, then I'm like a monster.
Yeah,
A little bit of a monster.
And honestly, what's funny? I think people that sleep in like that get a bad rap. Because it's like, oh, if you're not before the sun, then you're not working hard. But like you're not a morning person, and like I wake up usually
Yeah.
before you do, but you're not much of a morning person. But then you work all day long. Like it's like you need your rest. But
That's right. I need my
it's just-
rest. I need my beauty sleep, people. I need a lot of it.
I feel you, man.
No, but I mean, no, I don't. I no longer feel bad about not getting up in the morning. I don't care. Like I don't. It's.
Well, that's good. Yeah.
I'm not. A victim to social constructs. I don't care.
Well, that's good.
That's good.
Well, guys, I think like we want to do a special, like more put together live stream. Where we might have particular things that we do. Instead of just sitting around chatting. So we might do that Monday. I don't know. We'll have to talk, but I want to do something that's kind of interesting and maybe do like some holiday stuff and.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, I dig your idea of a big giveaway. That'd be kind of fun. Different.
It'd be cool to give something big away. So we'll have to figure that out.
Fred said, yes, my friend in Spokane had a tree fall on their neighbor's house. They gave it all to him. Now he has a ton. Man.
Wow.
Well, I should hope they gave it to him.
Well, that's great.
I mean,
You're
it fell on his house.
You're
Right?
like, hey, that's mine.
You're like, it
back.
fell on my house. It's now mine.
Yeah. I
He
would
said-
like to have been the neighbor across the street and just wander over and go, dibs.
Dibs. Dibs.
But, no, I already said dibs.
The cost of the wood is more than just to fix the house.
Yeah, you're like,
It's
well, no, you
ridiculous.
got to fix the house, but I have dibs on the wood.
Really. But Fred said no one was hurt, so that's good.
Well, that's good. Yeah.
Uh,
It's crazy how heavy, like the limbs from trees are if they're wet and all. Like
yeah.
trees are incredibly strong. I mean,
Who would have thought it?
there's just so much weight. Well, like when you burn the firewood, of course it's dried out. You want to season it so it's dry.
Yeah.
And it's light. But then if you've ever tried to pick up like a freshly cut like log or something, holy moly, water is heavy.
It is heavy. I agree. Well, Christy says yes. No waking up early for no reason. Dude, for reals. I mean, I will let everybody in on a little secret is like a tiny reason why I'm cool with homeschooling is because I cannot wrap my head around how early they have to be at school.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, that's a little ridiculous.
it's a little nuts. So I'm not a morning person, and if I have to homeschool so I can sleep in, that might just be a thing. So
This has been recorded. That's great. So I can play this back later.
oh yeah.
If you're like, nah, homeschooling sucks.
What's going on? Yeah, no. It's a roller coaster of sorts. Fred says I like chillin'. I would agree. Yes. Melanie says yes, please, and then and then Fred was correcting an earlier comment. So yeah. So I mean, so we'll do another we'll do another stream, maybe a bigger giveaway. We'll definitely post about it before. We won't just like spring it.
I like the idea of a bigger giveaway because it's just a few of us here that really kind of chat every time and all that, and I really welcome anybody that hangs around, but there aren't that many of us that hang out for the whole time, and so it'd be cool so I know if we do a bigger giveaway, it's going to be most likely to someone that's around here.
Yeah.
That we chat with every week. And I think that's pretty cool. So that'd be fun.
Awesome.
So anyway, that's my thoughts.
Deep Thoughts by John Bramlett.
Yeah, there we go.
Okay, well, cool. Thanks for tuning in, guys. I know it was a little weird because we did it Wednesday instead of Tuesday, but in fact, you didn't even mention the talk you mentioned it, but like, speaking of like how impactful people have been on your life because of dealing with a disability and your process and all that stuff, the talk you gave yesterday was to a class at UNT. It was a master's level class for their rehab counseling, and with Dr. Linda Holloway, which was your professor 15 plus years ago. So it was really cool to like this whole come back home feel with like inspiring some kids. And they had some like, I shouldn't say kids because they're like, I don't know, adults, but you had some good stuff to pass on, and I felt like they had I don't know, I felt like they left thinking, okay, they got some ideas, because I don't know.
Yeah, and they're people that are actually going to be working in rehab and all that.
Yeah,
it's counselors in all different kinds of ways in just like a year or so. I mean,
yeah. I mean, like it's awesome, and like just people that pick that field, I think deserve a gold star.
Yeah, man.
it's like going into a nonprofit. It's like, oh my gosh, I mean, the rungs on the ladder are farther apart.
But they really are special people. I remember I worked for the Office of Disability while I was in school. I just learned how to use JAWS. I had lost my eyesight. I learned how to use JAWS, and I knew how to type before, so I was a really good typer. So I started working with the Office of Disability, and I would go into classes and take notes for people that had different types of disabilities, or the same, but they couldn't take notes. And some of my favorite classes, which is brilliant because you get to audit all these different classes, like
you are
criminal justice, master's level, PhD level classes that you as an undergrad would never get into, never see, but you get this really good like peek into this. But some of the best were for the social workers.
Yeah.
Like they were like you might have a class in a lecture hall with 150 people, but all these people kind of knew each other, like from different classes and stuff. So the professor would be like, look around like, hey, where's Ann? And I was like, oh, Ann, oh, her and Kristen or whatever had to, they'll be here later. They're like, and then they pass around snacks and stuff.
Oh yeah, that was
There's always snacks.
We walked into the room yesterday, and Dr. Holloway had like a thing of snacks. Yeah. That is a thing for that rehab
There's
situation.
giving wonderful people, and it was like when I went to all right, I get to take notes for one of these classes, like a rehab class. I'm gonna get some snacks.
I'm gonna get some snacks.
Sweet.
You're like, are they gluten free?
And I felt bad. I was like, I'm not in the class. I'm taking notes for here's how they're like, no, eat the M&Ms, eat the M&Ms. You want peanut butter?
Oh man,
you want regular?
M&Ms.
What do you want?
Sneaky with the M&Ms. Well, Fred says this show is my excuse to hide from the kids. Well, you're welcome.
Well, you're welcome.
I love that. I love that. Melanie says I am a UNT alum also. Well, go Mean Green.
All right, that's brilliant.
And then Fred said my wife works for developmentally disabled. I always give her props for her patience.
Oh my goodness.
Yes, I mean, wow. I commend.
Yeah, that's
hard to do.
So much patience.
Yeah.
And I mean, so much knowledge, so much. I mean, it's not an easy job, but man, it sure makes a difference. So
it does. It does. And not just on like what you said the other night, not just on that individual, but on the families, because it's like, yeah. Yeah,
you change one person's life, and everybody that they're connected with, it helps them, and it's incredible. But yeah, I don't know.
Totes. Okay, we're gonna do this again. We're gonna do it before Tuesday because I leave for Colorado on Tuesday. I'm gonna leave you in the lurch if you're doing Tuesay's show, but
I could set up like a little mannequin, or maybe I'll put Jack in a blonde wig.
Oh, that would be hilarious. Do it.
No,
Make him pretty.
I don't know. I'll be brought up for charges for abusing.
Yeah, maybe don't put that on camera. Yeah, that would be weird. But you should do something that would be funny. Anyway, so yeah, we will be back before Tuesday. Maybe John's got a big giveaway up his sleeve. Who knows? But like, subscribe, all that fun stuff, and reach out to us if you have any questions.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks.
We'll see you soon.
Yeah.